New Pokemon Legends ZA battles just got leaked, and it is looking so smooth. This was not from the trailer, it was actually taken from the Japanese website. But it is the Switch 2 gameplay as well, so it is very smooth. And let's just take a look at this immediately. First we see that the trainer is sending out Fletchling, and immediately we could tell that it is very smooth, like the blue circle bar, once again the indicator, is reaching to the Pokemon to use its move. So it's not just as soon as we press the move that it would attack. Fletchling just goes onto the Babarko, and actually, if we actually look closely, we didn't run from the trainer, or the wild Pokemon I should say. We actually sent back the Pokemon, so we could do that mid-battle, which is so cool. Like, you know, you could throw Pokeballs to start Pokemon battles, but on the other hand, you could also send back your Pokemon to run away from the battle or just go away from the situation. It is very convenient that we could just like leave anytime, and the wild Pokemon doesn't really seem to care. Wait, but actually, if we look closely, the health bar is still the same place as it was when we attacked it, so it is still like in a rough spot with the HP. This is actually such a close pinch. We see that we had that Chikorita, and literally in 1 second, or should I say like, it went so close to the Chikorita, the water thing. It looked like it literally touched it. If this was any other Pokemon game, this Chikorita would have taken damage by now. But it actually didn't hit it, so I think it also had to do with maybe it being in the grass. And speaking of the grass, it just looks so smooth. Like, do we just see this whole smooth graphics? It looks so amazing. Like, the grass is just flowing nicely, and it looks very realistic, as it's like just flowing nicely in the wind. I hope even the water details would look nice, like the river and the ocean. I actually see it streaming a little bit from far away. And it's actually kind of shocking that I see Babarkle here. I mean, obviously it kind of does make sense since it's next to a pond, but it's actually in a grassy area. I'd expected it to be more in a beach. And does Lumiose City even have beaches? I don't even know. Because Lumiose City is more of a city, so maybe there might be some parts where we could explore. But as we know of, Pokemon X and Y, the original game, didn't have any beaches. So the wild zones are going to be more of the main components of encountering wild Pokemon instead of the environments itself. It's more of like the zones, as we know that there are the fences, the green areas on the map. It's a big circle. It's right in the top left corner. We are right in the center of that wild zone of Lumiose City, and even just in the exterior we could see that there is green lights encircling this area. But it actually is kind of shocking how there is no other Pokemon around here instead of Babarko. I thought there would be more wild Pokemon. Maybe it's just a test, like a first early patch, because usually you would see a lot of Pokemon in the wild zones just in the distance, especially with Switch 2. You could see multiple stuff in the background. It's not just one. Like with Scarlet and Violet, when people did the shiny, whatever it was called, the shiny encountering things with the picnic hunting, where you just knock out Pokemon over and over again during the mass outbreak. In the Switch 2, it displays a lot of Pokemon at the same time, so with ZA they should do the same thing too, because wild zones are gonna get a little bit wild, as the name says, since it's just like in one area, all the Pokemon are just sort of like the zoo. They're just there. But there was another video that this person dropped. It's once again the fight with Babarko, but this time it was actually trying to run to the pond, but Fletchling stopped it from moving. And I noticed that if you attack the Pokemon, it actually stops moving. Like, it just freezes there, and it sits there. So it doesn't actually move after you use the move. It just stays in one place. But once you send out a different Pokemon, that's when it moves. So it's like the game is programming it so that as you send out the next Pokemon, the opponent is preparing themselves by moving. But once you do actually use moves, that's when they are in place. So that's when you could actually start attacking. It would be way too hard if the Pokemon were just moving zigzags all over the place just so quickly all in one time. So they made it, the game made it very easy. I actually like how they did this, where I noticed that they actually just stop moving if you are using the move. And if you beat it, it does have the stars over its head. It's like kind of dizzy. It's like in a confused state. And there's actually arrows, 3 arrows, pointing upwards. That means that the catch rate, or should I say like the catching the Pokemon itself, the chances are way higher that we could do it. It's like Legends Arceus. If you weaken the Pokemon first, then it is way more easier and simpler to just easily catch it, because some Pokemon might be kind of hard to just throw a Pokeball right off the bat, so we have to weaken it in the battle first, like lower the HP, and maybe even do the status conditions like paralyzing or sleeping. I actually wonder what would happen if you make a Pokemon sleep and then try and catch it, because what if the HP bar is still full? Would it still be sleeping, or would it run away? It is kind of confusing how this new like real-time battle system works, because with turn-based things it's easy to predict, like, oh, if you're paralyzed then the catch rate goes up by 0.5%, but in this real-time battle system we don't know what could happen. It's very like unpredictable. But still, the main basics are that as soon as we lower the HP, it's way more easier, so I think that should be the main theme. Maybe they're getting rid of status conditions since they're also getting rid of PP. As we know, the new battle mechanics, there's no more PP, no turn-based stuff, so no moves could have like 10 times you could use this certain time, like very strictly. Now we could literally just like wait 7 seconds for the next move, and then the next move will come up. Or you could just spam 4 of the same moves at the same time, and then just wait a bit, like run around, and then use that moves after it is up, the cooldown timer. But also, once again, since I mentioned the wild zones earlier, the green zones, it is in the map noticeably. Actually has numbers onto it. It says wild zone number 2. I'd assume that there would be like 20 or 30, like a lot of wild zones in this whole entire city, because it's very big, you know. If they're putting this whole game in Lumiose City, and this whole environment is based on Lumiose City, then there has to be a lot of wild zones. Like, they can't just be 10 or 20. I think there'd be like 30, 40, 50. Because I think also wild zones, they're not that big if we're comparing it to the big city itself. Let's actually look at the wild zone maps, or should I say the Lumiose City maps. The Lumiose City map is basically showing like this huge prism tower in the center. I mean, based on what this looks like, I could definitely see there would be like a lot of wild zones. And Pokemon pop up here and there in other areas, so you can't catch certain Pokemon in different areas. And I noticed that I think if you begin in the game, as always, in the beginning of the games, they always give you lower leveled Pokemon, like the baby Pokemon. And then once you get to like post game, you could catch any Pokemon you want. Like, they're very high leveled and very strong, up to level 57, I assume. This real-time combat, once again, is going to get much more difficult the more higher level they become. They're going to become way more aggressive, and they're going to fight back, they're going to resist, and they're also going to break out of the Pokeball. So it is going to be very interesting to see, like, if this Pokemon just escapes, you know. I actually also wonder, what if the Pokemon could run away instead of us running away from the battle? This Pokemon would just go crazy if you just use all your moves at the same time. Or that Pokemon could also go crazy. And I also think that there should be things like Legends Arceus, where if you throw certain items like smoke balls or certain things like berries on the ground, and the Pokemon could get distracted to eat it, like, they could just be more easier to catch and distract them if you're trying to run away from them. But actually, I think that this thing is more easier because with the wild zones, since it's literally barricaded with a fence, if you try and escape a Pokemon battle, I think all you have to do is just leave the wild zone fence. Then that way, we don't have to battle the wild Pokemon anymore, and they would just stop interfering with us. But Legends Arceus, we literally were in mountains and forests, so we literally could not escape unless you ran very far away from it. So it's like the same concept with Legends ZA, but it's way more predictable. Like, as soon as we step out of that green fence area, it's good. We also saw many instances, not just this Switch 2 clip, of the battle mechanics. Oh yeah, also I just realized that Chikorita literally has disarming voice once again. This could confirm that Mega Meganium is on its way, or a Kalos version of Chikorita. We never saw what Meganium and Feraligatr and Emboar would look like, so we actually don't know what's going to be the final form. Most likely it'll be a Kalos form, like a Kalos or Mega Evolution. I think it'll be Kalos form because I think Mega Meganium sounds Bit obscure, but hey, anything is possible, right? Like we got Dragonite-ite. Literally, that is real. Dragonite-ite orbs. And it's actually very cool, honestly, this new video of the Switch 2 gameplay on Legend ZA. I really like how seamless and how satisfying it looks. Like, of course it is on the Switch 2, but same with the Switch 1. I think it will still look amazing just in general. I just really love this new real-time battle system. It's no more turn-based, no more having to press A and then wait a few seconds and then the opponent uses its move. It's just, you just move around, do anything you want. It's just very, very cool, fun and interesting that I really want to explore in the next upcoming months. So I'm very hyped for this game. Let me know what you guys think about the real-time battle mechanics, and subscribe and turn on notifications because I'm going to be posting more Legend ZA videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.